All right, a quick video to show the glass application in action. So let's go over to the emulator window, open. We start out, we have no pages defined. We have the black rectangle, that's the scaled version of the entire glasses screen, and then the gray rectangle, which is the preferred area as defined by the active look documentation. We hit plus, that adds a page. Currently the page is on the one large 160 by 160 position, which you can see the cartoon here. If we hit the up arrow, we can see the large and small in both orientations and the triple. So let's go back to this one and have page one just be one gauge. Then we go into edit and we pick a gauge face for that. So let's pick, we go through with the up arrow, we pick all the gauge faces that are of this size. So let's pick the meters per second vario gauge. And on the data source, I've got an emulator set up to do plus or minus 3, so the vario. We'll just leave the gauge name at gauge 1. All right. Now, if we clear the Lua console and only on the emulator it listens to switch A this way, it'll draw the 200 millisecond JSON down in the Lua console. Okay. So now let's go back to the top. Let's create a second page. Let's go down and you'll see when we switch on the display that the JSON switches to the second page. Let's set this one up as a 2 next to 1. We go into edit. So we're first editing the small gauge and we'll pick a pre-labeled one. Then we'll use the side arrow and we'll pick a second one. We'll go back, so we'll pick the data source for this one to be the voltage. Go back. Gauge 1, we'll pick the data source to be something that goes from 0 to 4. That's close enough. Okay, so now we have a data source. We don't need to set a min-max because these are fixed gauges, so it shows you, but it doesn't let you change them. And we go back to the top. Now what we do is we go to the emulator and we go timers, sensors, displayed telemetry, add Lua, glass instruments, back up to the top. Now you see this arrow is alive and we go to the right. And you can see we left it on page 2. So there's the animation of our 2 gauges going on page 2. If we were to go back to applications, glass, and go into the tools menu and set up a page change switch, let's set it to switch B. We have to set it to proportional. We come back. Now switch B will go between windows 1, 2, and 3. So if we go back to the top here, you see that if switch B is in the left position, that's page 1, and the middle position is page 2, and then of course there is no page 3, so it clips it at page 2. And just to show the full version of that working, let's go back to applications. Let's create a third page. Let's go down to page 3. Let's select the triple. We'll edit that. And we'll pick, let's see, we'll pick that one for gauge 1, that one for gauge 2, and that one for gauge 3, okay? All right, see, we didn't put any data sources on those third ones. So there's switch B in the left position for page 1, which is the single vario. Switch B in the middle, which is page 2 for the 2 side-by-sides. And then switch 3 are the 3 83 pixel gauges, but we haven't defined any data sources for them yet. Okay, I think that's basically it.